What up, dudes? So, a common question I get asked is, what trees do I use on my subclasses? So I figured I would go over all those and explain why I use them and why I think they are the better choice. So we'll start with the Arc class. So Stormcaller. The main reason that I use Stormcaller is because of Landfall and Arc Soul. Super, a huge shockwave below me goes off. So whoever's beneath me gets staggered. So if it's a lot of dudes, it'll kill them. A lot of smaller ads like Acolytes, things like that, you know, they're dead off the get-go. But if it's like a Taken Knight or, you know, somebody bigger, you know, boss or whatever, they'll get staggered for a brief little bit or whatever. I don't know how many seconds, but they do get staggered. And I can just sit there and fuck them up while they're staggered, and the whole team can, like, you know, direct their fire that way and, you know, fuck up whoever's, you know, causing trouble, basically. Arc Soul, whenever I lay down my healing or my empowering rift, along with Lunafactions in that case, because that's the only time I really use my rift is when I have Lunafactions on. It's really helpful to have that also shooting with me. It's like a little partner. I think Ghost should actually have that kind of ability. I bet that'll be the future of Ghost. Like each kind of shell will do like a different damage archetype or something, you know, or like a damage burn, or maybe it'll put a shield over you or be your shield. I don't know. I think that would be kind of cool to add that to the Ghost. But anyways, you also get Rising Storm. Your melee charges your super, stuff like that, your grenades and stuff. Electrostatic Surge, your rift charges faster when your allies are around, so that's kind of a cool thing. I use the Pulse Grenade. A lot of the time the reason that I choose the grenades that I do, it's because they do high damage, and I can also stand inside them and jump straight in the air, and then all the ads that are like rushing, like Thrall and stuff like that, like charge at you, they'll just go right to the grenade and stand in it while you jump in the air. So you can just look down and watch all the Thrall like just jump in your grenade and just kill themselves like a bunch of idiots. So that's why I choose grenades like the Pulse one, for instance. This will depend on the Lunafaction situation. If it's a boss I'm going to melt right at the start, I'll use Empowering. If it's a little more difficult of a boss, or like if I'm soloing or whatever and I'm using Lunafactions, I will go with the Healing Rift, because I'll need to stand inside the Lunafaction while taking damage. So, you know, high firing situations, I'll use the Healing. But Burst Glide, I use Burst Glide all the way through on every class. It's just the fastest jump. I shoot in the air a lot, so I like to go fast through the air. Especially for speed running and stuff. You can do a little, you know, sort of like a Warlock skate, where you can boost to the ground before you hit it, and then boost off the ground when you do hit it, and it kind of gives you some speed going, kind of like a wave of, you know, bursting. That's why I use that. But yeah, there is the Stormcaller class and why I like it. Alright, next class, Dawnblade. So, all of this is why I use Dawnblade. We'll start with Phoenix Dive though. So how many times have you been next to a boss that stomps and blows you off a map? Pyramidion, Tree of Probabilities dude, just all those different bosses that just blow you into walls and kill you. Well, with Phoenix Dive, if you're in the air or if you get stomped while you're next to him or whatever, you can hold O and your Guardian will instantly just slam back to the ground and heal you. And the higher you are in the air, the more health that is restored. So the sword super, if you hold O, your dude will smash his sword to the ground, and anybody underneath them that gets killed will recharge your super. So if there's like a ton of Cabal dogs underneath you, smash them, recharge your entire super, start from fresh, start chunking swords all over again. Everlasting Fire, kills with an enemy, extend the duration. Those go hand in hand basically. So you got Phoenix Dive killing and you got sword killing, both recharge the super all over again. As long as you kill 2 or more, it'll keep recharging your super. And this helps in that process because Fated for the Flame gives you tracking swords. So, you know, tracking swords are freaking awesome. And if Brawler's on, or just in general, you blow up anybody you kill with your melee. So if the Brawler is on, anybody standing next to you, or if Thrall next to you, if Brawler's not on, they'll all blow up also. So that kind of helps. So yeah, I got that for healing. That for super to keep going. That for tracking. That for blowing shit up. Solar grenade, same situation with the pulse grenade. I'll throw it down, jump in the middle of it, jump up in the air, watch them all go into the grenade and die, and boom, easy kills. And with the rifts, same thing here. Depends on the lunafaction situation. I hardly ever use rifts at all. The only time I really use them is with the lunafactions. And the burst glide jump again. These are just too floaty. I feel like a butterfly waiting to get shot down, so I go with the burst glide always. But yeah, that's pretty much Dawnblade, dude. That Phoenix dive going, thing's awesome. And finally, the Void class. So Void Walker, the main reason I use it is because of Devour and because of the fast traveling Nova Bomb. So the only time I really use a Nova Bomb is when I'm in like those last resort moments where I'm like, oh fuck, bunch of dudes, chunk of Nova Bomb. And if I use this tree, the Nova Bomb is really just way too slow. So I need that fast kill. I don't need that shit to be floating around. I don't care if it does more damage or not. I just want that thing to end whatever's going on. So boom, blow up, bitch. Bye. Devour. If I get a melee kill, it starts a 9-second timer. Every kill that I get fully recharges my health, and the 9-second timer restarts itself. So if you have Claws of a Hamakara, you can wear it with those. Get 2 Devours if you want. And on top of that, the more kills you get while Devour's going on, the faster your grenades come back. You can also eat your grenade. So if you're like about to die, which I have high health recover all the time, so I'm really not in that situation. So honestly, I kind of forgot about Feed the Void until I started making this video. I'd never used this, but it does start the devouring effect. So I might actually start using it just to trigger that and get my grenade back as I'm killing shit. So that actually might not be a bad idea. Vortex, when you throw your Nova Bomb down, it does a huge ass one of these grenades pretty much, and they all like continually get damaged while they're inside of it. And same thing with the Vortex, throw on the ground, ads come in it, jump in the air, you watch below you, they all die. Same with the Rift, hardly ever use it unless the Lunas are on, and depending on the situation is depending on this. Burst Glide, a lot of people like Blink, but you can't shoot while you're in Blink, so I get all my kills mostly when I'm in the air. I'm an air fighter, I guess you'd call it. So Burst Glide, give me that speed. But yeah, dude, that's pretty much it, man. That's why I used what I use, and that's why I think they are the best. I would actually use on Dawnblade this tree a lot more if Icarus Dash did not have a cooldown. So if I could keep dashing through the air and make this a true in-air maneuver tree, whatever they tried to make it, I would use it so much more. But when you only get one dodge, it's not that fun, dude. I think that they should let you just like keep dashing through the air and make it a total in the air class. So if you wanted to land, you could, but if you wanted to stay in the air, you can keep doing that to keep boosting yourself and stay in the air the whole time. I think that would be sick, dude. Especially with all the new supers coming in Forsaken, dude. That would be like a perfect thing to add to the top tree. But it is what it is. That's what I'm using, dudes. Stay tuned for the Hunter and the Titan all armor build video with them, and I'll also go over their trees as well. I'll see you on the next one, dudes.